discussing with him all the problems and the advances, as well as the benefits that the Egyptians have gained out of resolving the problem of electricity. And we're going to take a look with him on what 2016 summer for Egypt is going to look like and how different is it than the previous years. We're very much delighted to have joining us here on the hot seat Dr. محمد اليماني. He's the spokesman of Ministry of Electricity and Renewable Energy. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr.
Oh, you are welcome. You and your colleagues. First time for you to visit us, and you are welcome again and again.
Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about how you see today the problems of electricity and how they have been resolved, unlike the previous years.
Well, everybody knows that we have suffered a lot from the load shedding and the power failure from time to time, and that was terrible actually. That started maybe 2008 in 2008 year 20 yes up to 2014. And actually we have started from 2015 to solve the problem. That's according to, the political, our political leaders. The President Sisi himself was taking care about that the file of the energy. We have added more than 3,632 megawatt within maybe 6 months. This is a global record,
Yes.
Yeah, and in year 2015 only we have added 6,882 megawatt to the grid. Not only that, but we have also worked on the upgrading the transmission lines, and we have arranged and fixed the problem of the file which the power plants needs with the coordination of the petroleum Ministry of Petroleum. All of these things helps us to 2015 passed safely without any load shedding, and we will in the near future we will
yes, and it was also very noticeable because last year there was hardly or rarely any electricity cut. But that again also brings us to a different story that has also contributed to the reduction of this cut. And I'm here talking about the mechanisms applied in terms of power saving or energy saving for electricity, whether it is in terms of awareness for the people on how to use electricity properly, or even it's under the auspices of the ministry itself. What has been done?
Well, regarding the energy conservation and saving, as you said, we have worked on different points together. First one is to distribute the LED lamps, which is highly saving power. LED lamps, until now I can tell you that we have distributed 8.5 million LED lamp through the 9 distribution companies in all the governorates. In addition to that, also we have the public lighting, in the streets. Until now also we have replaced from total 3.9 million lamps. We have until now interchanged or replaced 1,100,000. We are working on that. In addition to that, also we have started here in the end of 2013 to install and implement solar photovoltaic power plants over here on the ceiling. I think until now also we have in our buildings belongs to the Egyptian Electricity Holding Company. More than buildings have that. They have solar and photovoltaic power plants. They have LED lamps in the offices. And maybe you know that some other ministers and governors started to do that. In addition to using the photovoltaic in the power and the lighting of the streets as well. So LED lamps with the public lighting, with the solar power station, this helped us to really achieve the power conservation. I have to add also regarding the energy conservation label, which they can use, they are using now in the electricity devices at homes, refrigerator, air condition, all of that, yeah.
Yes, and as you said correctly, that's noticed in some of the main roads here in Egypt, that they are using LED lights and other means of renewing energy as well. And that's why I want to talk with you here about the ministry's role in possibly establishing new power plants, renovating the old ones, dividing the loads on different power plants. What strategy was applied here concerning these new power plants?
I think it's my pleasure to tell you also, and everybody knows that the President himself, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, was in Asyut maybe since 10 days like that, and with His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Shakir to open the new power plant in Asyut. Asyut means the Upper Egypt. We are talking about the development in Upper Egypt. So we have not only this power plants, 1,000 megawatt, and will be upgraded to be 1,500 megawatt. Some other generation units distributed in some other areas in Upper Egypt. The total was 3,632 megawatt, which the President himself opened. Also, we have to tell about the near power plants, which will be opened maybe next November 2016. I'm talking about Bani Suef power plants, which we are working on with the coordination with Siemens, a German company, not only in Bani Suef, and we have another power plants in Al-Borolus, and the third one in New Capital. So the total energy will be generated from those three power plants will be 14,440 megawatt. So it is actually equal to maybe 50% of the total of our power generation.
Very, very inspiring.
Yeah, that's very good.
And let's talk also here about the controversy of the slides or the segments in terms of payment divisions. I don't know, I mean, since you're the spokesman of this ministry,
yes,
you can tell us better, on what basis were these slides divided? And is it true that the richer people pay more than the poorer people?
Well, you know that in our, developing countries, the government has to take care about the people who have a limited income, let us say, and they have a social, role they have to play regarding that. That's why the homes, our electricity use in homes, divided into 7 layers or 7 levels. The first one for the people, the cheapest one, for the people who are using up to 50 kilowatt, the price of kilowatt will be 7.5 Egyptian piastre only. If you ask me about the cost of this kilowatt from the Ministry of Electricity, right now it is 68 piastres, Egyptian piastres. So the difference between the price of the kilowatt for the first level of first layer compared to the cost, the big difference is to be paid by the Ministry of Electricity.
In support for these
people. Yeah, that's the government support. You are right. The second layer is up to 100 kilowatt. The price of the kilowatt in this layer is 14.5 piastres. Still, we have a big difference from the cost. And the third one maybe around 20, like that. I don't remember. Anyway, it's available on the internet, and we have to tell that once if your consumption of the electricity increased, so you have to pay more because we have to decrease the support of the government. That's the difference between rich and poor people, or you can say the limited income people. They have to receive support from the government.
And then that also leads for me to ask you about those people who steal electricity, or they don't put on the coding machine or whatever it is that calculates their electricity. I'm talking about two types of people here: people who have proper houses, but they by all means steal consciously, and those others living in rural or slum areas, and they are in millions, and they also steal electricity.
Well, agree with you. We have such kind of people, you know, who are using the electricity illegally. Of course, everybody knows that we have a police dedicated for this electricity, who are the people who are stealing. But actually, right now, after the approving of the Egyptian cabinet of installing or implementing the prepaid meters, we call it coded meters. You know why? Because it is a meter with the number, not with the name of the owner of the meter, because it's illegal using. That's why right now we can say that everybody who is using the electricity illegally can go to the electricity distribution company and can ask them to install a prepaid meter for him. You know, by that he will avoid the actions of the police, maybe he will pay money, maybe he will go to jail, nobody.
Yes, exactly.
And from this, and on the other hand, the electricity distribution companies can get back their millions of pounds, which was, you know, regarding
And I
such
think this
kind
is
of
also in cooperation with other ministries, like the Ministry of Housing, for instance, when the President also last week had said that he was planning to get rid of 1 million or more of slum areas, then along that also the problem of stealing electricity will be resolved. But there's another problem people have recently been arguing about, and that is the person who comes and reads the electricity or codes the electricity does not read well. The people are complaining that the bills are always overrated than what they use. Who's responsible for resolving this problem, ensuring that the strategy is applied correctly?
Well, let me tell you that we have more than 12,000 person who are reading the meters and who are collecting, the collectors of electricity bills. Those people are serving about 32 million customers all over the Republic of Egypt. Of course, you know, the manual procedures, of course, you have to expect that even if you have not only, 0.1 percentage of errors, of course, a lot of people will you know, in the last few weeks, we have received a lot of such kind of problems with the bills. And the minister himself was in a continuous repeated meeting with the chairman of the electricity distribution companies, and we have all agreed on some procedures, you know, to be applied soon to solve this problem. Of course, first one is to open communication channels between our customers and the electricity companies, such as the WhatsApp numbers, such as the SMS number 91121, such as the phone number 121, also unique number all over the Republic of Egypt. And in addition to that, he asked them to do another two things. The first one is to recheck again in your computer systems and the billing centers to review all the invoices and bills before they send it to the people. The other one is to replace the old meters with the prepaid meters. Because, you know, the prepaid meter, you know, you have a screen telling you about the quantity and the balance and everything and the meter and everything. So we have about 2 million people who are using this kind of prepaid meters, and they have no problems with bills. No need to read and no need to issue
exactly.
a bill.
Yes. Right. Well, that's why finally we would like to ask you, Dr. Muhammad, because electricity is very important in our lives, and because unfortunately some energies are not non-renewable. What kind of other future plans do you have set for generating electricity, possibly using some kind of mixed energy, water, solar? Tell us a little bit more details.
Of course, yeah. This is a very important question because, you know, right now we have a strategy. Maybe the main reason for load shedding and power cutting in 2014 was because of that more than 90% of the power generated in Egypt was depending on the national gas. And of course, course, in this time, after revolution and this missing of, all of these things. So we missed that, and we have to do that. But right now we have a policy, we have a strategy for the energy mix in Egypt. I mean, we have the power plants, which depends on the national gas, and we already have some contract to import the national gas from even outside Egypt. We have also the nuclear power plants, which we are working on in Dab'a area, in Matruh. We have signed, since, if you remember, the economic conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, we have signed some contract for the coal power plants, okay, and some other plants from, pump and storage in Ataka area in Suez. We have also the agreements with some other companies, Egyptian, Arabic, and foreign companies, to implement the wind power plants and the solar power plants as well, in addition to the international power line between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, 3,000 megawatt. So with this energy mix, of course, we are giving a positive signal for our customers and even the investors to come to Egypt and to develop, help the developments as well.
Absolutely, and of course, on this note, we would like to thank very much the efforts and the achievements that the Ministry of Electricity has been exerting to ensure that we are free from electricity cut, and definitely we do look forward that this summer would be, although it's very hard to cope with, but at least the electricity is going to be free of cut. Thank you very much, Dr. محمد اليماني, spokesman of the Ministry of Electricity and Renewable Energy. It was very delightful to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you, and that brings us to the end of our exclusive interview here on the Hot Seat program. Thank you very much for watching.